Hey everybody, Gary here with Pal Music, and I just wanted to do a quick intro to this hour and 20-minute live strumming workshop so that you know exactly what to expect. So this was shot this past July at the 2019 Modern Band Summit in Fort Collins, Colorado, where over 600 public school music teachers came together to trade ideas on teaching popular music in the classroom. So this is the live workshop version of my online course called Super Strummer, 7 Levels to Strumming Freedom, and it takes you from day one, complete beginner, to full-on intermediate level strummer, all within an hour and 20 minutes. If you want something much more self-paced that goes even further, check out the course where you can work through over 25 step-by-step animated strumming workouts and video lessons. I'll link to that below with a special discount code for YouTube viewers. Alright, grab your guitar and get ready for some strumming fun.
Down, up, down, 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 up. Down, up, down, down, down. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, down. Alright, so first thing to really good strumming technique is holding your pick in a way that allows you to have control, but hold it really loosely. The looser you hold the pick, the better. So here's what has really worked for me. It's kind of like the chicken head technique, where the thumb comes out perpendicular, where the pick is perpendicular to the thumb. So what I want you to do is take the pick and put it to the top edge of your thumb, and then take your first finger and put that to the bottom edge of the pick. So the thumb is at the top edge, and the pointer finger, the index finger, is at the bottom edge. So it's kind of like an OK sign right there. So thumb, edge to edge, first finger, edge to edge, and then you just want to relax and keep your hand very relaxed. So everyone, please try that with me with the pick. Just try to get that thumb to the top edge, first finger to the bottom edge, relax, and then what ends up happening is the pick points straight into the strings, and your hand is parallel to the strings. So when you strum, we're going to do it on an E minor chord. And just go crazy with that. Oh, sorry. Yep. You should just be very relaxed. I want you to try to get it to be so relaxed that you might even drop the pick. Don't even worry. It's good to test limits. So test the limit. How relaxed can you hold that pick without losing control? And if you look on the photo on the right, when my pick hits the strings, it really has some give to it. You can't really tell because it's dark, but the pick starts to move when it hits the strings. Because I'm not holding it tight. I'm not going, I'm holding it super loose. It's so loose that someone could come right up to me and just pull it right out of my hands, and I barely realized. Okay. The next thing is to shake it off. So a lot of people, when they start strumming, they go, and it's very tight, and it's from the elbow, but we want to get this motion, like you just washed your hands in the bathroom, and there's no paper towels left, and you just have to get that water off your hands. So you're just going to try to flick the water onto the ground, flick it up onto your face. You just want to get that water out, right? So that is the strumming motion. Yeah. Go crazy with it. Just really try to get it all in the loose, all in the wrist. The arm just supports the wrist. The arm sets the wrist into motion, but the arm doesn't actually control the motion. Let's try that really slow. We're just going to go down, up, down, up, like this, and just try to get all the wrist. on an E minor, but you all figured it out. Excellent. So the next thing is the trajectory of your arm. A lot of people when they're starting out, they go straight down, straight up. The problem with going straight down, straight up is that you're always going to hit all 6 strings, or you have to really limit your motion. You don't want that to happen. Let's say I was playing a D chord. I want to be able to skip over that low E string. I don't want to hit it. So you want to imagine that there's a radius there. And this is my beautiful partner Ariel, who's also in the back. We made a course, and she's a personal trainer. And I went into her gym with my guitar and caused a ruckus, but we got some really great photos there. So if we were doing like an E minor, we would have a large circle like this. And then if we were doing a chord like D, we're going to try to do a smaller circle. Excellent. All right. The most important thing for your success today is this, the pendulum. So we want to avoid the robot, which is this, where you see people strumming. We'll take that E minor again, and they go. I'm sorry, that's what I call the hammer, where everything is a down strum. Whereas the robot is this, where it's always a mix of up and downs. What we want instead is the pendulum, where we constantly keep this down-up motion. If we're doing 8th note patterns, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then I just select when to not strum. And it always keeps going. So once that pendulum is set in motion, you do not want to let it stop. And then if we're doing it correctly, let's just do it down, up, down, up, down, up. If we're doing it correctly, it always follows the rule that we go down on the beat and we go up on the end of the beat. Down on the downbeat, up on the end. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and it's always just going to follow that. If you keep the pendulum, you don't have to worry about the rule. The rule will take care of itself. So here's the thing, even when we're not strumming, I want you to keep that pulse going in your wrist. So watch this, we're going to do 1, 2, here we go, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and keep that pulse going. Check in. If you're feeling like totally chill right now, you like the pace, you're getting everything that's going on, that would be a 1 if you're totally relaxed. 10 would be like, why am I here? Why did I decide to come to this session? This is crazy. So just a show of hands, 10 is I'm feeling really anxious right now. 1 is I'm feeling relaxed. Can you just let me know? Excellent. Lots of 1s, some 3s. We're doing good. Okay, guys, great. So, we're ready for a strumming workout. So what I want you guys to do, we're going to start at a really slow tempo, 70 beats per minute. I just want you to focus on those mechanics, flicking the water, loose wrist, like, you know, you fell asleep on your arm and you woke up and it's just totally dead, right? So we're going to work on that really loose wrist. We're going to work on keeping that pendulum going, loose hold on the pick, and we're going to play each strumming pattern 4 times. Here we go. guys are nailing it. Very good. Let's try a different chord. A minor. We're going to go a little faster. New chord. We're going to increase the reps. So now we're going to do it at 85 BPM. Still just focusing on the mechanics. This is all to prepare us for the next levels. Here we go. It's good that we had that extra time in the beginning to tune up. I apologize, there's a little bit of a lag between the graphics and the audio, but you're all musicians and you're doing your best. Okay, 105 BPM. Now this might be pushing it for a lot of you. If it is, that's okay. Again, we're just kind of going through a simulation of what the curriculum could be like, going step by step. So here we go. To strum on one chord forever. It's another thing to play a song and switch chords while you're strumming. So a lot of programs that I've seen, and I know in my own experience with students, a lot of times I'll be like, just play on the one, you know, just go, right? And that's nice and all, but they're not developing their strumming if you do that. So that's one differentiation technique. Another technique we could do is this one. We could find a song like Crazy by Gnarls Barkley, which has, each chord has two measures. So the first measure we could strum, the second measure we could switch. So if we did that together, I'll just demonstrate the top 4 bars. We would have 1, 2, 3, next chord. 1, 2, 3, next chord. 1, 2, 3, next chord. Right, so this song, you're going to be playing those 4 chords pretty much the whole time. The post-chorus, after the "Baby, I'm crazy," after that part, the A minor switches to an A. So it goes to A major for a moment. Then we swap the F major 7 with the C major 7, and then it ends again on the E7. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Now, for the people that are more advanced, we could differentiate up. So one way we can make this song a little more complicated and work on your chord changes, we could play a full F, or we can play a partial bar. And then when we get to the E7, we can go like this. We can go E7 sus4 to the E7. So that's something you can add in, make it a little more interesting. But you find the level that's right for you. Maybe some of you are playing level 2 the whole time. You're playing every measure. Some of you are playing level 1. You're playing every other measure, giving yourself time to change. So find the level that works for you, and midway through, you might find yourself switching. Another thing you can do, so another differentiation technique is just play root notes. Some of your students are going to struggle playing any chord, right? And it will also add variety if we just turn the guitar into a bass. And for the A minor, we can go. For the C, we can play just a C root note. For the F major 7. And then for the E. And so on and so forth. So that's another thing that we can do. In fact, if anyone wants to play bass along with this, raise your hand. I would love to have a volunteer. I saw you in the back. Come right up. Thank you. Oh, and anyone that volunteers today gets a really nice premium Fender celluloid rainbow made in the USA pick. There you go. Enjoy it. All right, everybody. Here we go. Oh, we're going to do a 4 count to get started on an A minor. It's just going to go. And then we're going to go right into it. All right, here we go.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh, sure.
Malfunction. But I caught it, so it's good.
Nice.
I
Okay.
just dropped it. That would have been really bad. Take that rainbow stick, right?
Remember, you can play every other measure. Use the measure in between to switch. Singing along. Let's beat that more. Alright, we just gotta finish it. Now we're doing it. One more chorus, everybody. Does that make you crazy? Does that make me crazy? And now we're going to end on an A minor. Yeah. Thank you so much for playing the bass.
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling? Good? All right, sweet. Great. I know that one was kind of fast. All right, so as strummers, we're also drummers, because strumming is a rhythmic technique, and it kind of turns the guitar into a drum, right? So one thing that we can do to really add dynamics, like a good drummer would do, is add accents. So there's a couple different ways to add accents. One way is to just strum a little harder, put a little more pressure into the chord. So if we take that E minor, we can just go soft, soft, hard, soft, soft, soft. Thing we can do, just like the drums, you've got your floor tom, you've got your rack toms, the kick drum, the snare. There's a whole variation in pitch on a drum set, and there is on guitar too. So we can target low strings and high strings. So we can do something like low, high, low, low, high, low, low, high, low, low, high, low. Back to level 1. And now we're going to add accents, and we're going to do this at 105 BPM, so it'll be kind of quick. All right, here we go.
So the accents are the boxes?
Yeah, so the accents are the boxes. We're going to accent the 2 and the 4. You could either do the lows and highs for your accents, or you could do soft and hard. You can just strum a little harder on the accents. How's everyone doing? Good? All right, sweet. Okay, so, oh, you can't really tell with the color there. But in 4/4, with popular music, a lot of times we accent on the 2 and the 4, right? Where the snare drum is. In 6/8, which is also a pretty popular compound meter in popular music, we accent on the 1 and the 4, because really 6/8 is like a slow 2. It's really 1 to 2 to 1 to 2. So here, I know you really can't see, but the 1 and the 4 are red. We're going to do 6/8, and we're going to accent on the 1 and the 4 like this. So we're going to have, we'll stick with that E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. That 1 and that 4 a little more space, just so we can really accentuate the 1 and the 4. So we're going to get rid of all the notes around the 1 and the 4. So then we'll have 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, it's one thing to just strum over one chord, it's another thing to strum over a chord progression. I know this slide is intimidating, there's a lot on it. But this, to me, is one of the most educational guitar songs. I usually always teach this to every student because it might not be the most student-centered song, but it's just so educationally valuable. And the reason is, it sounds good at a slow tempo, it sounds good at a fast tempo. It's easy to put the singing and the playing together because the singing is very straightforward. It's easily differentiatable. You can turn the F major into an F major 7 and it sounds great. Or you can play the F major bar chord. You can finger pick it. You can arpeggiate it. You can strum it. There's just a million things you can do with the song. So we're going to play the song. I would love to have a volunteer that likes to sing on this. Excellent. Thank you, sir. We've got a microphone over there. Would be happy to have a bass player that wants to play the root notes on this one. Would be happy to have a drummer that can give us a nice 6/8 groove. Excellent. We've got a whole band going on. Keyboard, organ? Yeah, great. John, can you help me set that back up? Thank you. And we're going to go through it real slow. So let me just talk through it before we run through, because it looks a little intimidating. It's a 16-bar progression, right? Yeah. But the first 4 bars are the same as bars 8 through 12. It starts A minor, C, D, F major 7. And then, if anyone feels like they need to move their seat, there are some seats on the other side, might be more helpful. So the first 4 bars and bars 8 through 12 start with the same chords. Then, actually the first 5 chords on the top and the second start the same way. So we have A minor, C, D, F major, A minor. The only difference is we end it the first time C, E7, E7, and then the second time E7, A minor, E7. All right, so we're going to go really slow. Now, there's another way we can differentiate here. On the bottom right, we can play every other chord. So maybe you just do this. Maybe you go 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to skip over the C, 4, 5, and 6, D. I'm going to skip over that F major 7, get ready for the A minor. We could actually do that. I would love to just demonstrate that as a differentiation technique. Let's have everyone on this side of Ariel play the first chord, first, third, fifth, 7th, and just do that. And everyone on this side start on the C. So you guys start on the A minor, you start on the C, okay? And we're just going to try to get through. The band can play the whole time. We're just going to try to get through the top 8 bars that way. Everyone with me? Yeah. Okay, so just to reiterate, if you're on this side, I said you start with the C, right?
Even chords.
The what?
Odds and evens.
Oh, odds and evens. I like that. You guys are odds?
Yeah.
Odds, evens.
You just
Great.
keep playing chords after so you go.
Every other.
Every other song.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to count it off. We're going to start really slow. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. A house. I got it. That's the D. Really slow. Really slow. Or, that's the F right there. Oh, that's an A minor. Get ready for the C. Here comes the E7. Super slow. I'll put you to sleep slow. Big pause right here. Go to the next line. It's been the way oh boy. Anyone have the higher octave? You got the higher octave. Stop on the A minor, big ending. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. Don't leave yet. Still need you, and you're going to get a pick. All right, let's do it again. We're going to go a little faster. Like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want to play all the chords and play at your own level, I don't want to hold you back. Play all the chords. If you want to just on your own skip every other chord, That's great. And then we're going to play verse 2 and verse 3. So my mother was a tailor. She saw my new blue jeans. Then now the only thing a gambler needs. And we'll end on, and when he's all a drum. We'll end right up, right there, because that's when it gets bad for the classroom. So we'll just stop right there. So yeah, let's put it all together. If you want to play a full F major, you could, but what's great about the F major 7, more sophisticated, twice as easy. All right, here we go. A 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. My mother was a tailor. To the E7. My father was a gambling man. Let me give you your preview. All right, everybody. Repeat after me. Down, down, up, up, down. Down, down, up, up, down, up. Down, up, down, down, up, up. Down, up, 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 up. Down, up, 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 down, up. Down, up, 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 down. Down, up, up, down, up, down. Down, 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 up, up. Oh, forgot about the drum beat, but we didn't need it. So, the first half we did all simple strumming patterns. Now we're going to do syncopated strumming patterns. The only difference is now we have up strums that are not preceded by down strums. So we've got these consecutive up strums. This could make all the difference. This can really go from, oh, I was just doing good, I was a 1, super chill, to wow, now I feel like an 8. What's going on here? So, I feel like we're very well prepared, but there's a few hacks that make it a lot easier. So one thing that helps is thinking of the down in between the two ups, like on the second pattern that goes down, down, up, up, down. When you go down in between the end of 2 and the end of 3, think ghost, like you're doing a ghost strum. So we're really going down, down, up, ghost, up, down. Down, down, up, ghost, up, down. Down, down, up, ghost, up, down. So sometimes just thinking of that missing beat as a ghost beat, I find helps. Yeah. down a little bit. Let's get it way slow. Let's be like sloths in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Keep that water shaking off that wrist. Shake it down to the ground and up to your face. Shake to the ground, up to the face. Shake it. Excellent. Okay. So being that this one could be kind of difficult, I want you to be able to see the strumming on the screen. This is from the Super Strummer course where there's all these guided workouts where here I'm playing the role of myself in the course. But this one, we're just going to go through a 5-minute strumming workout. I'm going to be on the screen instead of talking from here. And let's see if we can get all the way through. Now it's going to get really crazy. It's going to get to 130 BPM in the last minute of the 5-minute strumming workout. Try your best. Don't worry. You're going to have this PowerPoint. You'll have these materials. You can work on them at home after this. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. Let's start at 70 beats per minute. On this one, we're just going to do mutes like this, so just block off the strings just so we can really listen to that rhythm and isolate that rhythm. And then in the other examples, when we go faster, we'll use an E minor chord. Okay? So now we're going to go through each pattern 4 times, and we're not going to take any break. We're just going to go straight through. And a 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, and 4. Down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, ghost, up, down. 1 and down, up, 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 down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and down, up, 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and down, down, up, down, 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 up, ghost, up, down, 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 up, down, up. 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1 and 4 and down, up, down, up, 1 and 4 and down, up, down, up. Awesome. Okay, let's move on to the E minor, and we're going to do it at 85 beats per minute, moving up 15 beats per minute. 1, 2, here we go. Down, down, up, down. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Down, up, 1 and 1 and 1 and down, up, down, down, up. 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1 and 3 and down, up, down, up, 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1 and 4 and 1 and 4 and. Awesome. All right. Let's move it to 105. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Down, up, down, up. Keep it relaxed. Yeah. Shake that water off. Awesome. All right, let's finish it out at 130 beats per minute. Now, if these faster tempos are really hard, pause it, go back, watch the whole video at 50%. That way you can just cut everything down and still go progressive. So take advantage of that playback speed feature for sure. All right, here we go, 130 beats per minute. A 1, 2, here we go. How's everyone feeling? 1 to 10? 1 is super chill, 10's like, yikes. Awesome, great. Looks like everyone's doing pretty good. Okay, so all the other songs everyone knew. Raise your hand if you know the song. This is John Mayer's latest single, New Light. Came out this year. Yeah, it's not that popular, it kind of flopped. But when it came out, I liked it because it's an easy 4-chord song. It just goes. And it features the old faithful strumming pattern. So strumming pattern number 3 or 2, step 2 or 3, is called Old Faithful because it's the most common guitar strumming pattern. Like you ever just need a default strumming pattern? Just go like that. It works for like pretty much anything. So we're gonna play this song. The top 4 chords are pretty much the whole song. What's gonna happen? Pretty much at the tempo that I just played it. Once in a while, the B7 replaces a C. So with all these chords, remember, you could always do the simplified versions. You could do simple G, you could do simple C. On the B7, you could just play these 2 notes. Well, these 3 notes right here, if this is a new chord to you, that'll still sound good. There's also a bridge. The bridge goes like this. The bridge actually has a 16th note pattern. It goes. So I'm playing this down here. So when that happens, you'll hear it. It happens one time, yes?
So it looked like you went like down, 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 down.
I did.
Is that what you did?
I did. I did
Okay.
all downs just for as a percussive effect.
Okay.
Just to get that kind of like that low sound. Good observation. We'll get into that. As far as differentiation, we've got 2 ways we could differentiate here. You could just go, just that. Just down, down, up, up. If I did step 1, oops, I'm sorry. Totally just do down, down, up, up, and give yourself that extra beat and a half to switch. Step 2, you could do down, down, up, down, like that. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Step 3, you could do the whole thing.
Just in case there's anyone like me, I'm trying to, yeah, D5, I know D5. G, no, that's just the 5-chord meaning.
In the key.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I also, I put in the numbers up there just in the key of A minor.
Okay.
Well, this is actually in Dorian mode. It's in G Dorian.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I was trying to figure out.
I mean A minor.
Yeah, just in case it was.
Right. Or we could do chord groups. We could have an A minor, G, E minor group. So that means anytime there's an A minor, a G, or an E minor, those people play. And we could have a D, C, B7 group. Anytime there's a D, a C, or a B7 group, those people play. Chord groups are an awesome way to get all your students listening, because they have to listen for the next group, you know, when's my turn? They have to anticipate their turn, they have to stop, they have to start. All right, we ready? Here we go. Now, to the count off is just going to be a snare hit. It's going to go boom, and then right into the A minor. So as soon as you hear it, get ready to play. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's Gary here with Power Music. How's everyone doing? Okay, awesome. That was a good old faithful workout song for sure. One thing I forgot to mention is that don't worry if your left hand is lagging a little bit behind your right hand. Like, it's totally cool to go like this. I'm sorry. Where the hand comes up for a minute before it comes down. Not that I'm encouraging you to take your hand up. I'm just trying to make the point that if all your fingers aren't in place at the downbeat, just keep going.
What do you do if your
Keep
right
the
hand
rhythm
is
going.
behind?
Say again?
What if your right hand is behind?
If your right hand is behind, then slow the song down. Okay. So all of that was straight, lots of popular music swings, right?
Yeah.
So straight eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and swing. Can you guys play that with me? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to that E minor. Yeah. Let's see if we can keep this tempo, but go back to straight. Hold on, 1, 2, switch to straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Do that 2 more measures and then we'll switch to swing. Now, let's switch to swing. Nice. And let's switch back to straight. And here we go. Nice, guys. And end right here. Awesome. Okay, so a lot of students might have trouble feeling this and might need a little bit of support to go along with feeling that. So one way, everyone explains swing a different way, right? But really, all it is a triplet feel. So it's just a triplet feel where instead of splitting each measure into 8 segments or each beat into 2 segments, we're splitting each beat into 3 segments and each measure into 12 segments. So what I have found really makes it click for students is if I demonstrate that really what's going on is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 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 triplet. And I'm just going to make the P in triplet silent. Triplet, 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 triplet. So maybe that'll help with some of your students. I know lately I've been working with more adults than children, and this is something I've been explaining a lot to adults. But raise your hands if you think that might be a helpful way to explain it. Okay. Does anyone have any other ways that they like to do it? Yes.
I have a question. How do you strum triplets?
We still do down, up. If I wanted to do the full triplet, what I was doing was down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. I was going. Yeah. But I don't.
The reason I think doing it a triplet part makes it hard.
Yeah.
Unless you've already developed triplets.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I would just say long, short, long, short, long, short, long.
Okay. Yeah. So now that we got the triplet feel down, let's do 105 BPM with the simple swing 8th note. So now we're going to do those ones from the beginning, but with swing. And then after that, we'll do syncopated swing 8th notes. Here we go. Why is that happening? There we go. E minor words. Let's syncopate that. Here we go. Let it swing. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Should we do it one speed faster?
Yes.
Okay, let's go one speed faster. Here we go. Another thing is muting. So to really have a lot of freedom with strumming, you don't want to be hitting wrong strings all the time. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that when your kids get into it or when you get into it, suddenly you start hearing, you know, weird strings that you don't want to hear. So classical technique and strumming technique, totally different. So a lot of the rules for strumming are not going to apply, such as keep your thumb on the back of the neck during the E chord. We're actually going to throw that out the window for strumming, because on a D chord, if your students have big enough hands, you actually want to bring your thumb to mute the low E string. So my thumb comes over and it just lightly touches the low E string in order to mute it. So muting technique is a big part of strumming, so that it calls for a different kind of technique. If your students can't do that, then they just have to work with that circle and develop good aim, right? But if they are able to, a chord like D is one where you want to use your thumb to mute. Same with that F major 7 from earlier. You know, so this gives you the freedom to strum freely and mute strings. On a chord like C, if I don't want my low E to ring out, it's okay if it does because it's part of the chord. But if I want my C to be the lowest note, I'm going to use the tip of the finger to mute out the low E string. So that means I'm going to press down on the string on the lower half of my fingertip. So on that C, I'm using the lower half of my fingertip so that I can touch the low E string to mute it. On that chord like F major 7 that we played earlier, I'm using the tip of the third finger to mute the A string and the thumb to mute the E string, so that I have, and then I can really, and you're not going to hear those other two strings. So that's just a quick note. You want to think about which strings you want to mute with chords. This is where we get to the really fun part of strumming, things like this. Where we actually use our fingers to create both staccato strums like this and muted strums like this and switch back and forth. So the way that you do that is you flatten out your fingers. So if I take that C chord, for instance, I'm not going to lift my fingers off the strings. I'm just going to release pressure. So I go from that C, I release the pressure, my fingertips are still in place, and then I just shift my hand down a little to mute the strings. So let's see if we can go like this. Red means play, blue means mute. So we're going to go play, 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 mute, 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 mute on a C chord. So you just want to let your fingers just kind of go, you know, not contract anymore and just rest. And you can use that thumb, if possible, to mute. Awesome. Let's try it on a G. It's even easier on a G. let's try this one. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's going to be a little harder because we can't mute all the strings. It's impossible on a D. So there's two things we can do. Just aim better, or use our pinky like this. But let's try the aim. We're just going to work with that smaller circle. And let's try this one. We're going to go mute, mute, play, play, mute, mute, play, play. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost the ministry. We're gonna go to the G when we have to. Without the way things matter. I think it's a G. Here we go. Here we are. No. Hey. Let's take from the A. 1, 2, from the A. Big wheels keep on turning. Now we go to the G. Brown Mary, keep on burning. Back to the D. Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. I love you guys. Awesome. All right, on the E, so there in that photo, it's really subtle what I'm doing because I think I'm just aiming more. But the rhythm I got here is straight up funk. Well, not really funk. So what we're going to do is we're going to do play, mute, mute, play, mute, mute, play. Play, mute, mute, play, mute, mute, play, mute, play, mute, mute, play, mute, play. Strumming patterns ever. It's to a song called No Rain by Blind Melon. Yeah, from the 90s. Right on. So what's cool about it is it has everything we've gone over so far. It goes yeah. Right on. So check it out. The first beat we play staccato like this. We go. That's it. Then the second beat, we accent. Right? Then the 3 and 4 end. The 3 and 4 it goes like this. Down, up, mute, up. So this 3 and 4. Down, up, mute, up. Like this. So if I put it all together, it goes. Yeah. Don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Right. It has an anticipation. It switches on the D on the end of 4. let's just look at what happens on the D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All we got to do now is add a mute on 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Yeah, sorry, this is complicated. Let's take our time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This side of the room, D chord. This side of the room, E chord. Let's review both again. So E chord, we've got, that's it, 4. You're just going to end on the 4. 1, 2, 3, and mute. That's the E chord. You guys with me? All right. D chord. You guys keep. All right. Yeah. So you're going to play your part, and then we're going to come in with our part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if there's anyone sitting there that wants to put both together, go for it. All right. Let's switch. E chord. D chord. So E chord goes like this. D chord goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go. E. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah. Keep it going. Okay, so that's one way to differentiate. During the verse, we'll start, this could be the E group, this could be the D group. Or if you want to play the whole thing together, you can. During the chorus, I want you to play the entire strum pattern because it's on a single chord. During the chorus, it's all I can say is yeah, let's play that chorus again. Sorry, I don't have the strum pattern on the screen. Error. But it's going to be on the screen when we play it. Alright, so this is our battle plan. During the verse, either try to play the whole thing, or this is E group, that's D group, and then we can switch second verse. During the chorus, see if you can play the whole strumming pattern, and you could still just skip every other chord. So you can go, oh, I can say. And then you're going to get, all right, so just throwing out some ways to simplify. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. It starts off really simple. Let the D ring out. Nice. Great job. I know that one was pushing it, but you guys found your own way, and I saw everyone having a good time, so thank you. Now we're going to throw out the window all the down-out pendulum stuff. And we're just going to talk about palm muting, which is a really cool muting technique to get a real kind of rockin', heavy kind of a sound. So what happens is, you just take the side of your palm and you put it over where the strings meet the bridge. And if you're too far away, the note rings out. So if you come too far out, the note is going to ring out. And if you come too far in, it's going to be totally muted. So there's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot where the strings meet the bridge. And you put your hand right over that spot, and then with your pick, you play the notes. You strum the notes. And you don't have to strum all 6 strings. Just try to strum like the lowest 3. So I don't move my palm. Once my palm is down, I don't move it. So you're trying to get like a thud sound. You're still hearing the note, but it has no sustain. Boom, 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 boom. Raise your hand if you kind of got it. Raise your hand if this is one you're going to have to work on at home a little bit. That's fine. Okay. But we're just trying to take a karate chop. Take a karate chop, put it right on where the bridge meets the strings, pull your pick up, and see if you can get that thumb sound. We're going to play one more song. We've got time for one more. Little Adele. She's got some easy chords here. Now, on that G, if you're having trouble playing the full G, just play the lowest 2 notes, because we're only going to play the lowest 3 notes of the guitar here. So don't worry about anything that exists on the top 3 strings. Just worry about the lowest 3 strings. So we've got this, and we're going to try to hit the root notes. So like on the A, we're going to try to hit the 5th string, strings 5, 4, 3. Right? On the E7, string 6, 5, 4. On the G, the lowest 3 strings. On the E7, lowest 3 strings. So we end up with, can we have a singer to help out on this one?
Well, I'll do it. I got it.
Thanks, brother.
My fingers
Yeah, we're going to keep our palm down the whole time. We're going to go really slow. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
This is so slow.
My heart
Reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark.
back to the top.
Verily, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare.
Again.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare.
All right, well, I'm right there. Thank you, brother. Wait, grab yourself a premium celluloid made in USA rainbow pick right down there. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm just going to talk about what's next since we're pretty much out of time. So from there, we can move into 16th note, strum pattern, simple 16th. Now the rule on 16ths is we actually go down on the beat and the end, and we go up on the E and the 1 E and 2 E and So that's what would come next.
1 E and 2 E and 3.
Then we would have simple swing 16th notes. Then we would have syncopated swing 16th notes. in the course with animated videos. And then we would have funk strumming, which is 16th notes with muting. So things like, where we keep the 16th notes, but we also add in those mutes, and there's lots of syncopation in there. And then I also gave you guys a handout. You could photocopy, you could cut out pieces that you want. What you could do with your students as an ear training activity is play a strum pattern and have them transcribe it. So you play the pattern, they write on that handout what is actually happening. They can just darken in the gray notes. They could create their own strum patterns. They could create 2-measure strum patterns, 6, 8. And this is just an example. I'm sure you guys can make a custom handout that works for you. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. We've got some time. The last presentation I did at Modern Band Summit, I didn't leave any time at the end at all, so I wanted to make sure I could do that this time. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns?
So the Super Strummer course, is that completely online? Is that also paper? Like what?
Super Strummer course is all online. The only paper components are like an index of strum patterns, and I'll also add this handout to there. But they're videos that you could use as standalone videos. There's either ones that are guided with me speaking and narrating, or there's ones that are self-guided where you can just lead the class but use the videos. I think, Jasmine, do you use this in the classroom?
Yeah, so I was going to